In today's episode, I'm going to answer a question from one of my forum readers, Don, who wrote in asking about failures, and he said, as an entrepreneur, what was your biggest failure online? So thanks for the question, Don. I think there's a lot you can learn from your own failures, but also from the failures of others, and hopefully you don't make those same mistakes because you can learn from other people's failures instead of making them yourself. I think the biggest failure online for me was when I had my first real software company. I was 19 years old. We're thinking, what kind of features do we want to build in this so we could sell it online to our customers? And one of the things we added in, the most complicated piece in the software, was the ability to do undo, redo unlimited time. So what that means basically is if you are making a mistake, you can go undo, and you can do undo again and undo again. And this is for biotechnology software, so it was really complex software. And you wouldn't think the most complicated thing in the software was to be able to do undo, redo unlimited times. Most software programs, even Word or Photoshop, whatever you're used to, will only undo a certain number of times. After that, if it's 20 times, for example, then you can't do any more. For our software, you can do unlimited. So we thought, wow, this is such a cool feature. Everyone's gonna love this. Nobody else does this on the market. And as it turns out, nobody cared. Fortunately, we had enough other stuff in our software that people liked and bought and found really helpful. But the lesson there was we spent so much time working on this feature that we thought was really cool, but nobody else cared about, and we didn't take enough time listening to our customers and polling them for their feedback before going out and building our product. So since then, that's probably the biggest failure I made, and luckily, again, we still had enough other great things in our software that people wanted to buy, but that was the most complicated, time-consuming thing that we spent our time on, so it could have been spent a lot more effectively. Since then, we try to do a lot of little failures. So at Carmichael.com now, we fail a lot. We try tons of new projects every month, and we see what sticks and what doesn't stick. I'm trying things, my team is trying things, and we encourage failure. We just try not to fail big. We try to start small in all of our projects and then slowly build up and up and up as we see that they're getting some traction. We try not to spend a lot of money, especially at the beginning of any new project. A great example, since you guys are watching this video, is our videos. If you look back to the early, first videos that we did, we first partnered up with a video production company that didn't cost us money, and then I did them on my own and didn't have nice gear, any lighting, any microphone. It was no stand for the camera, so things were wobbly, and the material was still good, but the lighting was bad, and the quality was just really bad compared to what the videos are now. But we did that because I didn't want to spend a lot of money starting up a new project that wasn't going to be successful. So we'll try a whole bunch of those little things, and then most of them fail, and then some of them will take off and do well, and we'll continue to invest in them. So the videos are one of those projects that started doing well and became fun. It was a great way to connect with our community and drive traffic as well. So we kept doing more and more and more, and then I invested in a microphone and lighting and a camera, a better camera and a tripod to make the videos better every time that we do it. But it could have gone nowhere, right? I could have spent all this money investing all the gear and only done 2 videos. And that's not really how you want to start projects. So we learned our lesson from that big failure. Listen to your customers and try to build around them. And then ongoing, try to fail small, try to fail a lot, but fail small, and hopefully you'll get a few ideas from those potential failures that do well, and you're able to build hopefully a really successful company off of them.
If you want to succeed, then you need to adjust how you see failure. Failure is going to happen. If you look at the most successful people in the world, we've studied them, they're in the book, they're all over the channel, they failed the most. The most successful person you look up to, that you're like, wow, that person is so successful, I can't believe it. They have failed way more than you've even tried. Not everything works out. Most of the series that I put out on this channel don't work out. We test constantly, and most of them never go anywhere. They just don't get enough traction. It was an experiment, we failed, we move on to the next one. We have failed more than most people even try, and that's why we succeed. And that's a consistent habit around people who are winning. They win because they tried so many other things, and a certain percentage make their way through. And most people are so afraid to fail that they don't even try. And that's the biggest failure of all. They're so afraid of it not working out, of it not being the big hit, that they just sit on their idea, and then they watch somebody else make tons of money, have a huge impact from it. Get it out there. It may not be the biggest version of what you're trying to do, but start. Start small, build momentum, see if you still even like this thing or not. See if you can get some people interested in it or not. And expect to fail. Failure is not the enemy. Failure is normal. Failure is welcomed, right? You're gonna learn from it, you're gonna build on it, you're gonna make it better. If you are not failing, if you're winning every time, think about it. Like, if you're winning every time, everything you touch wins, that means you're playing a tiny game. It means you're racing against 3-year-olds. Great, congratulations, you won every single race because you're running against 3-year-olds. If you want to be the best, you want to have an impact, you want to make your business a success, you want to make money, you want to reach people, you're going to have to race against people who are a little more skilled and talented. You're going to have to risk losing. You're not going to win every race. But the good news is you don't have to. You don't have to win every race to succeed. You just have to win one. You could run 100 races, you just need to win one. And then they call you an overnight success. So just adjust your view of failure. Expect things to fail. It's not like I'm cheering for it to fail, but I expect most things that I touch to fail. That's okay. That's normal. That's what happens. If you're the person who's just so afraid to fail that you don't try anything, then you need this video and these kinds of videos and resources more than anybody. You need to surround yourself with people, with ideas, with resources, whether it's the videos, whether it's the book, something else, where people are talking about failure, where you're hanging around successful ideas, because anybody who's saying not to try something because it may not work out, that's a small thinking person. If somebody's telling you that, like, don't try this because it may not work out, I would challenge you to look at their life, look at their accomplishments, look at what they're doing, and I guarantee you they're playing small in their life, and that's not something that you want to emulate. So you need to change your environment. You got to change what you're feeding into this. Because the more that you are accepting that line of thinking, the more you're just going to stay where you are. The more you're never going to go off and build this thing. The more you're just going to sit on your couch and be a dreamer. With great dreams, with amazing dreams, that could have a huge impact that you never actually take any action on. Because you're too afraid to fail. So if that's you, I challenge you to start getting into that habit. Surround yourself with those people. You know, you don't have Michelle Obama in your life. That's okay. The good news is Michelle Obama is a pretty public person. If this message resonated with you, you can put in her name as a YouTube alert and get updates every time she makes a new video. If you like my message, you can subscribe to the channel. There's 3 videos that come out every day. There's enough content there to start to shift your mindset. The key is making that consistent. The key is consuming that on a daily basis so that you start to shift and you start to change, because this one video is not enough. Because doing something once is not enough. You are what you consistently do. You are who you consistently hang around with. You are what you consistently believe. The key is consistently. So what are you consistently doing, and how is that view of failure preventing you from doing something amazing?
If you want more Evan Carmichael to watch a top 10 video from my rules of success, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe. I'll see you there.